What if a single city stood between a rising empire and its destiny to conquer the East? In the late 1400s, after the fall of the Golden Horde, new powers emerged across Eastern Europe. One of the strongest was the Kazan Khanate, a wealthy and strategic state controlling the vital Volga trade routes. To the north, Moscow was growing stronger, determined to unite Russian lands and expand its influence. Between them, conflict was inevitable. For decades, war between Moscow and Kazan came in brutal waves. Raids, counterattacks, and burning borderlands became a way of life. Kazan's forces struck deep into Russian territory, capturing prisoners and wealth, while Moscow responded with repeated military campaigns. But neither side could secure a decisive victory. It was a long and exhausting struggle. Everything changed with the rise of a young and ambitious ruler, Ivan IV. Crowned as the first Tsar of all Russia, Ivan did not just want to defend his borders. He wanted to eliminate the threat completely. For him, Kazan was not just an enemy. It was the key to building an empire. His early campaigns in the 1540s were difficult and costly. Harsh winters, long supply lines, and strong Tatar defenses slowed his advance. But Ivan was more than a warrior. He was a strategist. In a bold move, he ordered the construction of a fortress near enemy territory. Sviazhsk. Built rapidly and transported along the river, it became a powerful base for launching future attacks. Then, in 1552, Ivan prepared for his final campaign. A massive Russian army marched toward Kazan, bringing heavy artillery and thousands of soldiers. The city was surrounded. Cannons roared as the walls shook under constant bombardment. Engineers dug tunnels beneath the fortifications, placing explosives to break through the defenses. Inside Kazan, the defenders refused to surrender. They fought with determination, knowing this was their final stand. Fires spread through the city. Supplies ran low. Still, they held their ground. Then came the decisive moment. A massive explosion tore through the city walls. Russian forces surged forward, pouring into Kazan. What followed was intense and brutal street fighting. House by house, the defenders were pushed back. Their resistance was fierce. But it could not stop what was coming. By October 1552, Kazan had fallen. With its collapse, the Kazan Khanate ceased to exist. For Moscow, it was more than a victory. It was a turning point. The path to the east was now open. Russia would soon expand beyond the Volga, pushing into Siberia and transforming into a vast empire. The Russo-Kazan Wars were not just about territory. They were about power, identity, and the rise of a nation that would shape the future of Eurasia. And in the end, one city's fall changed history forever.